Okay. Alright, now I just need to get that link and take it over to Discord, and we should be ready to go. There it is. Alright, excellent, excellent. Alright, paste an @ here. And we should be good. Alright, now all we need to do is start eliminating players from the game. And then things shouldn't be so terribly slow anymore. Right? How hard can that be? Yeah, Peace Worlds. So there's a few different situations you really don't want to be in Master of Magic. And it's hard to say which one's the worst. I don't think Peace Worlds are the worst, but they really, really prevent you from making progress. And when you break the peace, you're the one who broke the peace, and potentially everyone allies against you. So it's really it's not the worst situation. Oh, I don't know what that one does. Is that a life ability? Hey, Merlin, what is that? Anyway. Right, so, as I was saying, like, the worst situations are usually a very aggressive, a very strong early game player aggressively assaults you as soon as possible. Late game sorcerers and chaos mages can be... I think the worst is probably when you have 2 late-game sorcery powers. Or just one that's conquered the entire Mirren plane that comes out and focuses his baleful eyes on you. That one's really bad, too. This is at least... You can still break out of this. Maybe. Hi, how's it going? There we go. I adjusted the volume slightly. I'm clear. How's the game's audio? Now that I've adjusted it slightly. Can you even tell? Makes a big difference on my end, but I don't know if you guys can even tell. So it looks like the longest turns are happening by unknown players. That is concerning. I really do like the largest world size, but I don't think I'll play the largest world size again for some time. Unless somebody finds... Oh, they took it! They took the Death Knights! Ah, crap. I knew they were going for it. I knew they were going for it. Ah, jeez. Do you think they got a spell book for that one? I need to add a couple more faces. Oh, well, that won't do. We could always go back to the classics. Remember the good old days? Yeah, the size is a little bit off. Okay, anyway, right, so I've got a few different people. I'm hoping to stay on the good side of him. Oh, okay, here we go. Survival Instinct. I am interested in Colossus Strength plus Elemental Armor. This could really make my heroes much better. But Firestorm is a game changer. Maybe not the best spell against Beastmen, but my gosh, is it a spell. Okay, I'm down here in Australia. Right. Okay. Yes. Well, I was planning on going against them. I actually didn't know that they were weak to crossbowmen. Their defense is kind of low, so multi-figure units should have been very effective. but they cross the distance so quickly. I don't know, auto crossbowmen feel to me like the perfect unit for it, but oh well, it's too late now. Alright, we gotta untundra the tundra. But unfortunately, much as I want to keep doing that, in retrospect, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and summon a couple of Thunderbirds. Even though I don't know how good or bad they are, I'm just gonna go ahead. I need more military now. Like, right away. Firestorm probably won't help any against these. Okay. And my next question is... what is this? Oh my gosh. Can you trade that to me? Buddy! Ooh, Hierophancy, what's this? Oh, wait. Oh, right, this was the curse. Yeah, okay. Yes. Yes, it is. I think you may have gotten the better end of that deal, but only just barely. So I'll need to cast this as soon as I can. Huh, that's a funny symbol. It's a walled city. Why a walled city? Oh well. Let me see. So that's going to be drawing a road between those. Red is one of the people I want to stay besties with, right? No. No, he's not. He's one of the people I'm thinking of knocking off. Okay. Yeah, I'll connect his troll to the road, too. Wish I had a way to make trade routes go over sea. Okay. This army is great and all, but I don't know what it's doing anymore. It needs summoned champions, of course. I guess I'm gonna ship it... I guess I'm going to stick them in a galley, and I'm just going to kind of ship them west. Okay, this is a defensive thing. This is the first of the new armies. I'll be able to look at chat again once I finish my turn. Just give me a second here. This army is practically ready. Okay, small change in plans. I'm going to summon the Thunderbird here. They'll pick it up on their way. They're shipping out next turn, and a new army is forming to hit this and then fly off. I think... 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I don't know if... I think I'll just summon one Thunderbird in retrospect. Otherwise, we'll just be using these armies. I may try some enchant creatures, though. I have 3 life books. Actually, I have 4. The garbage trucks. Longest thing that can happen? No, the longest thing that can happen is if the AI casts Time Stop. That's the longest thing that can happen. I used to think the game had frozen up in the old days because you couldn't see anything when Time Stop happened in the original vanilla game, and I'd be like, the game froze. Like, it would last so long. It was agonizing. Yeah. Oh, jeez. What has I been up to of late? Let me think. So on the Minecraft end of things, that really cool Ad Astra mod that let me build rockets and visit other planets. Yeah, the moon broke. I was like, before the next stream, I should probably gather a little bit more Desh and Ostrom. And I went to the moon, and my character immediately flew off. Just up into the sky when I got out of the rocket. So I built another rocket, I went to the moon. Same thing happened again, but I was able to figure out how to write. I have that in the Archmage book. I have a spell I wrote that increases my own weight. And I cast that and got myself down to the ground where I'd immediately start floating up again. I just have to keep casting it. I had to mine for Desh like that. I had to get underground and dig around while constantly dealing with reversed gravity. And I don't know why. And vein mining doesn't work on the moon anymore either. It's specifically locked on the moon. I don't know what happened. The moon just broke. But the other planets seem to be fine. So the next time we'll still be able to travel to the other solar system and do whatever's left in Ad Astra. I'm afraid we're pretty much run out of content on that, surprisingly quickly. I don't know what all I'm going to do tomorrow. I suspect I might either dick around with the Create mod again, or I might do one of the ones that people said I got to do out of the mod pack. I'm thinking Elemental Craft. That one was mentioned. So we might look at Elemental Craft. Since I've been gathering freaking elemental shards this whole time, just piling them up with no idea what they're for. So I have this huge heap of whatever kind of magic that is. I was so happy with this spell casting in Ad Astra. Not Ad Astra, I mean Ars Nouveau. What was it called? Ars Nouveau? I forget the name of the mod. But the way they let you build your spells any way you want, it's really impressive. It's kind of brilliant. I was so happy with it that I just didn't explore any other magic. Alright, we're going that way. And you can follow. You guys are poised and ready. Okay, this army is going this way. They'll pick up the Air Force on the way. I am spending an absolute fortune every turn pumping this military out. This is not sustainable. I really want to go with defensive spells, but I kind of feel like I should Flame Blade the Dragon Horses. Man, Flame Blade might really help out. But Endurance, I don't know. Wish I had the global, the chaos channels, everything. That'd be nice. Alright, how we doing on construction? I can't afford to buy any buildings because I'm buying military. My entire empire is dedicated to that. Anyway, right. Does anybody actually watch both the Master of Magic and the not Master of Magic videos that I make? I feel like I've probably got the worst non-strategy any YouTuber could have of just playing whatever the hell I feel like. Because for obvious reasons, I don't need to elaborate. But hey, you know who's been doing this for more than a decade and hasn't burned out? That's the most annoying thing. When you find a really great YouTube channel and then the person just can't keep it up and quits, they just get burned out. And it's like, oh man. Sometimes you'll even find a channel and it's already dead when you found it. And then there's the really inexplicable ones. I still don't know what happened to Freddie Wong and Rocket Jump. Like, I think Rocket Jump just went professional. Or not Rocket Jump, I mean, Corridor Digital. I think they just ended up going professional. I think. Rocket Jump, though, they used to be professional, and they went to YouTube, and they were the best, and then they started that film school, and that was kind of it. Yeah, I miss it. I miss the Rocket Jump videos with Freddie and Brandon. I miss the old Corridor video. The Corridor Digital just made the greatest short videos, like the one with Medusa or the wizard fight. The wizard fight with all the potions. If you've never seen that, look up Corridor Digital potion fight. It's like a 3 to 5 minute video. I don't know. It's super short, but very much worth watching. I don't think there's anybody, at least nobody I've found, that makes those kind of videos anymore. I think YouTube's algorithm basically completely crushed that kind of, not shorts, not 30-second videos, but like the 2 to 5 minute, like really highly produced, highly polished, just awesome videos. There's like no space in YouTube for those anymore. Now, if you're like making circle tunes, you can get away with videos of that length because you're able to put out, what, 100 a week? What's that guy's output? I actually like circle tunes. Sometimes. He has some. When he gets a hit, he actually does a good job. And the way he moves the faces around really shouldn't work as well as it does, but somehow it does work. It conveys emotion surprisingly well for like the cheapest effect anyone had ever created. It's kind of impressive how cheap it is, actually. Alright, how many people we got? Sound off. Is there enough people? I've been having an idea for a weird stream for some time, but I need a handful of active people for brainstorming some very strange ideas. I don't know how long the delay is between me talking and chat. I know it's long, though. So, oh, okay, good. This city is complete. Yes, housing. I want the highest population I can get, please. Alright, next turn you get the bird. Okay, everything's in transit right now. I don't have to spend money this turn. Has your production increased? I really wish I could have gotten more resources. If I had gotten another coal, not only would the units be stronger, but I'd be making them significantly faster and significantly cheaper. And I'm kind of annoyed I never got that coal. I overspent trying to go for it, just kept gambling. Man, it would have made a big difference. But I definitely overcommitted on that last time. I'm gonna have to start banking mana for the war. I'm gonna go one more turn to get a couple more skill in. Or it could just be that nobody's actually on today. I have streams like that too. Oh well. One of these days, though, I have an idea I've been toying with for some time. I'd probably have to open a, well, no hints. Save it for another day. of wish I could click and look in my cities and queue things while it's not my turn. Like, I could pass the turn and then just go around prepping all kinds of things for the next turn. But that's not a thing. That's not a thing at all. So. I feel like I played a strategy game once where you could do that, but, Okay, also some good news. I assembled a whole bunch more Idling to Rule the God videos over the last couple of days. I got through my backlog, and I've not scheduled them yet, but I have them uploaded, and same with the last two Sword of Manas. I have no word yet on when me and Snyder are going to be doing Secret of Mana, but you can expect that in the not-too-distant future as well. So. Ah, greetings. Agreed. I gave you transmute. You gave me a pretty good spell too. A happy trade. Oh, hey, the winged buffalo. I can't remember what those... Were those beastmen? I think those were a beastmen special unit now, right? The old Gorgon sprite. So this is Warlords, but I've been thinking some about vanilla Master of Magic. Specifically the Barbarians and the Clackons. I'm actually contemplating making a formal video about this, but I feel like I need to play around with the Gnolls and a couple of other things first. And I do have certain biases with my playstyle and things that can affect my stuff as well, but nope. But so I think I know what the Barbarians and the Clackons need specifically. I think I know what the problems they have are. I've been thinking about this for a while, from different angles. I wonder what he's complaining about now. It's probably my boat, the one that moved the engineers. The Barbarians in vanilla Master of Magic for Windows, I think they need two things. Specifically, two things. So they're not allowed to build a lot of the advanced buildings, but there's no temples in Master of Magic for Windows. But I think that building should be brought back specifically for a couple of factions like the Barbarian. It feels kind of like the... It feels like it goes with the Barbarians. Like, they don't build cathedrals and Parthenons, they build a temple. And I know that's only 1 point of unrest and a couple points of magic. It's not much. But it is a little bit more out of every Barbarian city. A little bit more taxes and a little bit more power. And the other thing that I think that they need, the other more important aspect, because I want to have the lightest hand with editing, with my suggestions as possible. But the other thing the vanilla Barbarians need is an alternate trireme. I feel like this isn't part of the wing. I feel like these pixels need to be removed. Anyway. Ooh, wow, the Gates of Hell. What an offer. Right. Yeah, it is that ship. I thought so. Are they going to complain about engineers? I bet they will. So it's an alternate form of the trireme that basically just moves fast. It actually has less combat and loses in a fight, but it would have 5 movement. And the idea is that they would be, and scouting too. It can't fight. It's basically they don't. It's just a fast-moving transport / scout, and I think that gives the barbarians a unique role that only they have. The lizard men, are still lizard men, but that's a very specific ability that only targets one spell. I can't help but feel like it should have a secondary effect. I don't know. Like, this ability it's very cool, but it only negates the effects of one spell in the game. Anyway, it's got lots of lightning on them. That's cool. I think this is a reasonably powerful bird. With scouting 4. It's a bit late game to be making scouts, but I could certainly use a few effective scouts. If it wasn't so expensive, I'd actually make a couple of these. Alright, you guys are going to go conquer cities over there. And then I can talk about the Clacons. The Clacons! So, I definitely need to produce guards for these cities, but it's going to be a little while. Doesn't have to be another wind spell. This ability could have other effects written into it. I don't know what. Like, it could say missile immunity and lightning resistance comes packaged as part of this effect or something. I don't know. Maybe that's not necessary. It's just this really powerful, awesome sounding ability that's super situational and likely never to come up. You know? I have Stream of Life that I still haven't cast on my cities. Yeah, you need that population growth. As do you. I could also cast Altar of Peace. And I've got this Spirit of Community to put down. All the cities get +6 production. Wait, what? That's not what it said. Oh no, this isn't Heart of Solidarity. Oh no, I had 4 nature books, not life books. This is completely the wrong spell. +6 production. That's, not much. Oh no. Well, I gave him transmute, and I definitely got a raw deal. I need to cast so many things. I need casting skill. I need so much casting skill. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to start putting endurance on our units that are going to be doing most of the fighting. I'm going to need to get boatloads of units to defend territory as well. So, to that end, go ahead and make a couple galleys. Yeah, it's a very useless spell to me. I mean, it's not useless, but it's It's not very good for me at this stage. Okay, Clack-Ons, right. I promised to talk about Clack-Ons. So in base Master of Magic for Windows, I found that the Clack-Ons, their stag beetles, really weren't cutting it, and I've been thinking about it for quite some time, and I know what their problems are. The Clack-Ons were actually not an early game race, they were a mid-game race. Like, the early game races, they would put out units that would very quickly conquer stuff, but the Clack-Ons didn't get a strong unit. The only thing they had that was special was the stag beetle and the added production, which helped them mass produce stag beetles. The stag beetles would lose to things like, well, paladins, doom drakes, like almost anybody's endgame unit would beat a stag beetle. But you would get them out earlier than anybody else because of the added production and in greater numbers. And so your mid-game was very strong, and then you just had to conquer enough territory. And unfortunately, as punishment for being Clack-Ons, all that territory you just conquered doesn't want to work for you and has super high unrest. This was a viable strategy, if not the best strategy. It was viable. However, Master of Magic for Windows has made one crippling change to the game. Well, for the Clack-Ons it was crippling. For other people, not so much. I think that they were, more than any other thing, I think they were disproportionately impacted by Tree of Knowledge. I think Tree of Knowledge is disproportionately impacting Clack-Ons. Because where they used to be able to rush out a whole bunch of stag beetles using that added production, you could get them out earlier than anybody else could. Now you have to wait just like everybody else does. In fact, the elves, because they get extra magic, and the halflings, because they get extra research, potentially get out their Tree of Knowledge earlier than you do. Because the Clack-Ons, they're not very good at magical stuff. She keeps asking because she knows I'm about to attack. So, what do the Clack-Ons need? Well, since they can't get the beetles out until other people are getting paladins and crusaders and the like out, I think the only option is to give them a unit that fills the role the stag beetle used to. A mobile, strong unit that comes out without Tree of Knowledge. I suppose it's pretty good, but you know what? I'll trade for the worst spell in the game. Thanks. No, it's actually okay in Warlords. It's actually a decent spell now. Anyway, so they need a unit that comes out before the Tree of Knowledge that's strong. Not stag beetle level strong necessarily, but something that they can use. That would pretty much fix them. And then I would just make the stag beetle more expensive and give it a buff. And the stag beetle would just be, you know, I would make the stag beetle not cost effective. It's when you just need something really tough. And I'm not even 100% sure what the unit would be, but it's got to be mobile. It's got to have at least 3 to 4 movement, and that's about it. Just has to be a good unit. Yeah. Those are my thoughts on barbarians and Clack-Ons. I have to try some of the other things, but I have a feeling that those two have it the worst. Alright, so what we're going for... Ooh, musketeers! Ooh. But without adamant, they just don't excite me. Oh yeah, you never got the armory. Do we want it? I mean, I do like the... We don't really have an unrest problem, so I don't really need the Colosseum or anything. No, I think that's fine. Alright, what is Mariner Mastery? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Kind of like what Wind Mastery used to be. Alright, good work, men. I don't really know what to do with you now. Oh, hey, there's a red city that I'll conquer someday. Yeah, sure, we'll make a road there. Alright, guys. Everybody unload. We're gonna go poke a few things. Oh, yeah. Targets. Okay, next up, back to endurance. So, the person we're fighting is pure sorcery. We cannot rely on buffs. At all. But, you know, a couple endurances isn't gonna hurt any. If she spends his turn dispelling them, that's a turn she didn't do something worse to me. I really want to cast Stream of Life on every city, but I really want Spirit of Community, because globals are the best ever. But this one's not very good. But globals are so good. Alright, we need to start stockpiling mana crystals. It's about to get started. I think next turn we move in. We'll get the last horse in and start moving down. I have a few units I'm going to need. I want to keep doing this, but I'm gonna need... I think they really should have that ranged unit. This is for holding territory. Oh shit, I'm forgetting something very important. Elixir, Shaman, Crossbow, Shield. Okay. Okay. So they're just going to produce a whole lot of that. These guys are just going to continue producing dragon horses. I think the dragon horses are even better than immortals. I have a really hard time telling, but I think they are. There's 4 of them, and they seem good. They seem good. Okay, ship ready to carry my units away. You're gonna prevent this stack from hopping a boat. Oh, see, that's very concerning over there. I'm gonna have to hit that first. I definitely have to hit that. Yeah, I gotta. Well, Wind Mastery also increased the movement speed of flying units, if I remember right. But, yeah. More or less. More or less the same spell. I really do need to take a good look at Knolls. But I have a feeling that they're still the same thing they always were. Wolf Riders go. Like, that's their plan. Wolf Riders and Horse Archers are like the only cavalry I use in regular Master of Magic. Well, Centaurs, but that's just basically Horse Archers plus. I've always found cavalry to not be very good. They get shot and they die. They run into pikemen or halberds or anything like that and they die. And it's like they're only really good against spearmen and swordsmen. And you don't need them to fight spearmen and swordsmen because you can use something else. But the Wolf Rider was more effective. It was able to move so quickly around the map because of its pathfinding. And that was really the most important thing about the Wolf Rider. Just the speed it could cross the terrain outside of battle. Yeah, the Water Walk, I don't think that they had the Water Walk one in the original game. I think it was just ships and flying units. Barbarian cavalry? Why, though? Why make barbarian cavalry? I guess they have pathfinding now, so I guess they could be used the same way Wolf Riders are now. But, I don't know. I think the Gladiator is really where it's at for the Barbarians now. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh, nobody said anything. Ah! Hold on a second. Nobody said anything. Oh, well, I'm not talking about in Warlords. I'm talking about the base game. I was talking about the problems with Barbarians and Clacons in the unmodded game. I don't know how things rate right now because this mod is constantly in flux. So it's very difficult to tell how anything... I have a defective dice. Huh. This one's correct. Here, check this dice out. 1, 2, blank, 5. The 6 is just a blank side. Okay. When I unmountain some of your tiles... Yeah, grow, my population, grow! Alright, this is the last one. We are ready to attack. This is a huge problem. Adamant heavy cavalry with bows. Even if I had Guardian Wind, that wouldn't stop it. I don't even know how to fight that. Oh, actually, I do have an idea of how to fight that. So this army is ready to attack. Okay. Change of plans. Something's missing. shit. You actually are incapable of it. I need somebody with missile immunity. Okay. Go over there. Shit. Okay, you can go over that way. Oh, come on! I just got here! You could have... Well, I'm taking this one. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of them. Which hero died? Who was that? That's old Smokey over there. Well, it's not the Bard, so I think that was Strider. Alright, what do we do? One down. Two down. The knight approacheth. Another one down. Go deal with the webbed ones. Drat. I was hoping for a one-shot. Oh yes, the King of the Deep. You can eat them even when they're in the air. Hey, how's it going, Wings? Are they all bull people? The centaurs aren't bull people. Ah, shit. However, you can. Yeah, I think they still have some things that are not bull people in their mix. And you might always decide to give them a unit that's some other kind of beast person too. Oh, here, the knight gets to do something. Oh, yeah, sprites are the strongest early game summon. However, you're not allowed to summon them in Warlords. Okay. One defense and you're on fire. Congrats. Oh, well, another hero bites the dust. The remaining heroes, all three of them are good. This guy's got logistics. This one's got holy bonus, and is a spellcaster. And this guy's just a wizard. But I mean, a wizard that can cast Doom Bolt, and what the hell is Lightning Rage? Oh, that's Warp Lightning. Okay. And Warp Lightning. I always thought Warp Lightning was a cool name. Yes. Ghost! Get over there. I'd love for them to hit more lairs and nodes, but I'm afraid there just isn't many opportunities. We'll probably just end up sitting there for the time being. Oh, I'm ready to attack, I'm ready to attack, I'm ready to attack! Here's what we're gonna do. This is too much of a threat. We're going to split the army into an all-immortal team and an all-Dragon Knight team. The Dragon Knights can take that city, the Immortals can take that down, and then the two will merge what's left of themselves into an army to fly over and continue the war. I've been meaning to ask, do you do all the sprite work yourself? Do you have other games that you've done sprite work with? Huh, how about that? Master of Magic, update queued. Yeah, I don't care. Like, the game has an update, so what? Alright, I'll bite. What is it? It's bug fixes, right? Added battle log entry for Fortress Bolt attacks. Remappable hotkeys. Multi-hex road building. I don't know what that means. Okay, it wasn't just fixes. Anyway, looks like there's quite the change log. Huh. Oh, wait, no, sorry. This is the wrong Master of Magic. This is the new Master of Magic. Oh, never mind. I don't care anymore. Lost interest. Call me when you guys put out your DLC. Oh, Slingers. He was one of the people that participated in my speedrun contest and kicked my butt. Yeah, the sprite work is fantastic. I see. That little ship is running away now. Are you complaining about a ship full of engineers again? I kind of want to transmute that coal into more stuff. I could turn the gold into an adamant and the coal into... Actually, I could just leave it as coal. And I could try producing some units out of this city real quick. That's actually worth doing. I need a bunch of units, low-end units, to hold cities. Well, low and mid-level units. I need crossbowmen, shaman, and shield bearers. Somebody else can make the elixir alchemists. Yeah, this city would be perfect. RNG didn't show up today. Alright. Ghost. Shuri. I mean, between Blade Master and Power Shot, Constitution ain't bad either. You actually could be a decent archer. Decent isn't good enough. You actually could have been okay. You got Pathfinder too, naturally, of course. Oh, these look so conquerable. That does not look conquerable. I don't even know what some of these heroes are. But these two, actually, if they all have focus magic, I think it's fine. They are very conquerable. Very conquerable. Okay. So, what we're going to do... Okay. We're going to need the War College. Holy shit, you can even make the Elixir Alchemist. You're perfect! Okay. This is perfect. Okay, this city is perfect for my purposes. You can continue with the Immortals. You can continue with the Horsies. A single transmute. I like this crystal, but I could transmute it. There's really nothing I could turn it into, though. I guess it provides a point of resistance just being what it is, so I guess it's fine. Things like shield bearers and stuff could definitely use the added point of resistance anyway. So I guess this is perfect. That city is perfect. Okay. Alright. Oh, he let the flying buffalo move along. I think 6... Oh my gosh, they have 12 attack! I don't know, man. I don't think you want to fight that. Seems kind of tough. I had a city that didn't have Heavenly Light or Nature's Witness. What the heck? Alright, yeah, this city's perfect. Very happy to have it. Right-click on Transmute to see the Transmute scheme. It's always gold, it's always money, either silver or gold, then it's mithril or adamant, then it's coal or iron, then it's the crystals, the power. Those are the 4 options, and they're basically in a weak cycle and a strong cycle, and I think diamonds and Aura Halcon are outside of what Transmute can touch. Though Anna can't do anything about Nightshade or, Wild Game, but, I wonder if somebody will make a mod that just adds World Wonders. Wonder what that would look like. It would make the game very different and strange. I can tell you that right off. I'm waiting for the day when somebody starts making more animated faces for the mirrors, portraits for the enemy wizards. But I finally see the day when we get new races. Oh man. Had to wait more than 25 years, but we got the first one. Turn the wild game into angry wolves. It wouldn't be transmute. Transmute works on the earth, not on the plants, and nature on the surface. The annoying thing is that they can be destroyed by volcanoes, but there's no way to replant the nightshade or the wild game. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody on the scene that can make a new wizard portrait. I suppose we could always just hire somebody. There's a ton of artists out there, out and about. Some really amazing pixel artists that don't actually charge all that much money. You could probably get a fully animated portrait without having to spend too much money. I never thought about it before. I mean, I'm not making my own mod yet. No, I have no plans at this time. I have so many projects. I have so many projects. I don't need to be picking up a new one. Oh, you are? Wings? Oh, cool. Monty Python Black... Oh, I see. Oh, you're making quite the interesting mod. I see. Yeah, you did the one of Valana the Bard. My gosh. Whoever these unknown wizards are, we need to push them off a cliff already. I kind of do want to summon one of those birds to scout all that territory to the north. But then again, I suppose for the price of one of those birds, I could probably just cast Earthlore 30 times. More than 30 times. Hold on. Okay, you're in position. Okay. Another one. I don't know, 6 might be enough. Maybe. Let's make it 7 just to be sure. I don't know, I just don't know how they're gonna fare against these guys. I just don't know how it's gonna go. Alright, 516 gold. 600. 680. Yeah, I should have done that a while ago. Should have done that a while ago. Oh, this city definitely needs it next. Yeah, the unrest is super high now. Ah. He's late. That's actually somewhat comforting to know how far behind he is when he's on my hit list. I mean, I'm not plotting against you or anything. Don't listen to... Yeah. Ooh, I don't like trading that one, but if you're gonna give me stone giants... I know that bird seems pretty decent, but, you know, you just can't say no to a big old stone giant. Sanctify. Yep, it's still sanctify. The enchanted unit becomes a life creature. So they can be banished. It makes them weaker. However, I can combine that with land linking. What an interesting way to buff my units. It's got an extra step. It costs more. I'm going to take Stone Giant. Yup, Resurrection is arcane in this version. I think it's something everyone should have access to. Hey, Rory. Save a map location. You mean like in what you do in StarCraft? What, you don't need a wizard? No, you gotta go with Rincewind over me, and we all know it. It has to be Rincewind. Ah. Yeah, that sounds a lot like what you do in StarCraft 2 for saving screen positions. Does not make the unit fantastic. I don't understand. So, you mean that they're affected by true light and darkness, and those are the only two effects that would... Am I understanding this correctly? I thought there was no such thing as being a life or chaos creature without also being fantastic. I thought that was just a mandatory thing. So I guess I'm a little confused by this new notion. This also means that it will not work in combination with, okay, yeah, I'm still mulling over the implications, because that changes a lot of interactions all of a sudden. So does Chaos Channels still make a unit fantastic, or does it just make them chaos now? Interesting. So Sanctify is a kind of defense. You can't be possessed anymore. You can't be, or maybe you can. Shit, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay. The Chaos Channels is still as it always twas. Oh, we've got firestorms now. What? This is very kind of cultivationist, kind of illegal body modification. It's an effect I've always forever wanted that could only be done with cheats. The Adamant Hero. It's very cool, and I want to cast it. What is it? This is Nature. Nature gets a bonus just for heroes. Because you can still make... Because regenerating artifacts was always one of the viable paths for heroes. And now, with a couple of these buffs, Nature might actually... With Resurrection being arcane, yeah, Nature might actually be the best color for heroes now. Interesting. Alright, tax hike. Next one, I need one over here. Okay. Are we ready to rock? Are we ready to rumble? I think it's time. I hope I haven't delayed too long. I hope I'm not striking too early. Mageocracy, Aether Binding. You got all kinds of stuff. You're going to tell me to get lost, and I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to let you know I'm declaring war on you. That's not... Yeah, I'm letting you know I'm declaring war on you. 400 bucks. Good grief. What was that? Counter magic, eh? Yeah, there's a reason this army's here. Oh yeah, they can cast regeneration. Okay. Well... do we want to give them venom? That's not very good. I think Flame Blade is where it's at. As expected. Yep. She started out with the right spell. But you can wear down counter magic by just casting enough spells. And eventually, you start getting some of your spells through. Blur, good choice. You can cast transmute equipment on normal units too? I thought it was exclusively for heroes. Huh. This is before the battle. We're spending a bunch of time powering up. Our guys are just kind of screaming and glowing right now. First strike and negate first strike. What do you guys feel about having first strike and negate first strike? Uh... 20 minutes later, they're still screaming and powering up. Blur was a good play. I'm not so sure that the Phantom Beast is the best move. You guys have a lot of ammo. Alright. So, you guys have 8 left. What can you get out of 8? Surprisingly, you can still get a holy weapon or a rust in. Must resist with a -5 penalty? Ooh. You're... oh, look at what happened. You lost your adamant and you've gone from a 12 to a 7 attack. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts just seeing that happen. Unfortunately, the rest of you don't got anything. Oh well. Oh, you recast counter magic. Okay, I guess we're gonna just have to close the distance now. I want to cast that resurrection spell. This is going to be a problem. Well, this will get countered. I'm worried that they're going to counter my regenerations. But it looks like recasting counter magic didn't work for them. Or maybe regeneration is just really hard to counter. Alright, 2 of my guys... Ah! Now that's not supposed to happen. Shit. You lost your flame blade, but you still have those 2. Ugh. It's a mess. I can assume the green ones are the only ones that retained their regen. Man! Blue mages suck. I'll catch you later, James. God, I knew they were going to be tough. The zeal was probably a mistake. It's not like I had any other great options. Anyway, the regeneration pretty much clinches that this will be my victory. That one kept his flame blade. They're not running, they're looking for invisible units. Alright, go forth, my immortals. Prove yourself to be immortal, please. Okay, I just don't want this guy slipping through. Their movements are weird and unpredictable. Man, Rust is a terrifying spell. Taking the adamant away. Ugh! I don't know. Death mages can be pretty gnarly, but sorcerers have to go. You don't want a late-game sorcerer. Ooh, there you go. Good work, man. Okay. Looks like this is my win with no losses. Not bad for the Immortals' first outing. Flying and missile immunity. There's a reason I picked them to fight these things. These things would have been a nightmare for any other units that I could have sent. I don't want to play around with you anymore. Just freeze. Can I? Yes, normal unit. Holy shit, I can cast it on any unit. No maintenance. Oh, man. What a fascinating spell. I don't need Adamant or a Halcon. I could turn this into my coal. Except I don't have the kind of casting skill to throw that around. So for now, I'll think about it mostly for my heroes. Alright, we've been planning this one for a long time. We no longer have Immortals with us. How will we fare against shield bearers? This is a real question. I need to know. I wish I could buff, but that counter magic, man. Tree. Surprise! Yeah, I thought that would happen. Okay, that's promising. Beastmen are usually pretty tough, and shield bearers are an excellent unit when spiced up with adamant. It's a top tier unit. But I kind of figured these dragon cavalry would be better than immortals. in raw combat. And, yeah, it certainly looks that way so far. Oh no, you dispelled my endurance, you fiend. How could you? Could I? There's no follow-up hit. Ugh. I mean, they're still tough. Blurry beastmen with their thick furry hides and their loads and loads of hit points. Could I get an ice bolt? Darn. I didn't think so. Should have thrown this first. Hey, you actually lived. I think I took the city with no losses. Wonderful. Yeah, the tree is not actually very good at fighting, but I shouldn't be surprised by that. Drat! Well, I did lose one. I just couldn't end the fight quickly enough. Alright, and finally! At the beginning of the game, I was like, that city's gonna be mine. It's taken me this long. All these resources that could have been mine. And we have some very interesting units here. I think you need a Coliseum, an Animus Guild, a Farmer's Market, yes. No, get that Miners Guild in there, too. You know what, I'm just gonna kinda... I mean, you've got some pretty good units, and they come out with adamant. But I've got freaking six-figure crossbowmen, so, I mean, yeah. These are pretty good, but the Dragon Knights are just better. I think you guys are completely obsolete. You have no purpose other than to provide food and money. I'm gonna sell your Armorer's Guild. Yeah. It's not like your units are bad, they're just not good enough. Anyway, I'm taking another city now. Ooh, you hate that bird. Oh yeah, you're right. You know what? They could produce priests for me. That's a good point. They could definitely produce priests. And that would be a use for them. And every time you counter regeneration... Alright. You weaken this thing. I was kind of hoping to get one of those regenerations on the bird, though. Would have been nice. Yeah. I mean, the Shaman have Urahalcon, but the Priest is just a better unit in general, so yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. They're just flying around, throwing webs at the enemy. I might lose the bird. That would be unfortunate. I wish I had gotten the regen on it. That would have been great. I'd love to have it draw all the fire in another assault. Beastmen priests are also hella durable. Ho ho ho! Alright, there's only one left that can still shoot. Cast your webs! Alright, we're done here. Yeah, Aether Sparks. Is that the best you got? Should have gone for Psyblast. Yeah, this is a pretty effective Sky Army. You know, sorcery tricks are excellent, but not good enough. Throw the mill in there, would you? Oh my gosh, this city needs all of its basics. Okay. Stables in there as well. Okay, there you go. Excellent. Our armies took beatings, but yeah, we're gonna want a war college. So the priest, 3 hit points, 4 figures, 4 attack. Resistance to all, and I think they can heal twice, right? By comparison, the shaman weirdly would hit harder because they got 6 figures and the Aura Halcon, but only 1 hit point, no resistance boost, and I think they can only cast healing once. So I think that's a fair exchange. We will no longer be in the shaman business. We will use these guys for it. I'll rush their buildings through and then just start doing priests. Coal and adamant. They'll be pretty good. Wish I had some iron in the mix. These are obsolete anyway. Take them with you. We got more boats waiting. Just get your butt over there. Okay, any last moment move? We've started the war. We've taken her forces off my continent. We're at her gates. I've got boats to prevent this army from moving. I will not be taking her oh my gosh, I will not be taking her capital. But if I take this and I take those, we head north. She's got 1 there, and then she's got 2 there. With my flying armies, I think I can take most of them pretty quickly, and then a few of them will be slow. Once we've limited to a single city, I can make peace. Yeah. If the priest lives long enough to make the second heal. Never a guaranteed thing. Yeah, well, yeah. And you can actually reuse a lot of the frames of animation between the moods and things. Like, once you separate the lips and, you know, the different things, it's actually not not as complicated, but it's got to look good. So, yeah. Anyway, not the worst animation. The Beastmen are at least more durable than any other priest. I think they have the most durable priest in the game. Because it's got the extra Beastman hit point. That said, it might be the most durable, but it's not the best priest. The Draconian has the best priest. Sure, why not? Have spirit of community. Probably won't do you a whole lot of good, but, you know, whatever. Oh, I don't know about that. Wizards are frail, but they are at least immune to arrows. And that helps them out quite a bit sometimes, actually. Especially in a world filled with crossbows and angry, heavy centaur. Really? The lizardmen are as durable? Wait, the lizardmen have priests? Nobody gets both shaman and priest, and the lizardmen always had shaman. They get both now. Oh. Because, yeah, it was always you either get the shaman or you get the priest. That was the dichotomy. Hello. I'm trying to think if there's any horrible trick I can pull with webs and Crack's Call. And, I'm in a sorcery node, so I really don't think there is. Yeah, the sorcery node bit really kinda ruins all my plans to defend this. I got nothing. I can make a tree that won't do anything. I can attempt to hit you with it. It won't. It's not gonna do very good. I did okay. Can I get lucky enough to get another one through? No. Yeah, okay, fine. Problems to worry about when I've sorted the war out. Rust! Okay, we're done here. Another nature node. Oh, wait. No, nature node. My gosh. A sorcery, a chaos, and a nature on the same turn. Well, now you're buried. And now you're frozen. Oh, darn it. Nature tree, you're supposed to stop those. Almost. Okay, that's a 9 stack over there, led by Greyfarer. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. The defenses I have coming in are not gonna be adequate. Now, why are you bringing a stack of trolls onto this island at this moment? We have a pact, you know. Does he know that he's next on my hit list? Oh, hi, Raven. Yeah, Firestar's pretty good. Neither of these are as good. Eh, what the hell. Him having Firestorm, as long as he doesn't turn it on me. And he's one of the people I'm going to try very hard to retain friendship with. Perma-friends. friends forever. I don't know, I probably shouldn't be so generous, but it'll probably be fine. So, you know, when I ask them for wars and things, they can sometimes ask me to give them money or a spell or something to do it. But I can never ask them to give me a spell or money when they ask me to go to war. Oh, I get turns. Wonderful. Oh yeah, I was researching that, wasn't I? Ugh, I hate trading for spells I'm already researching. It always feels icky. Like I've been cheated. I see farther! Seriously, what are you doing here? Those are troll shield bearers. Alarming. You have an alliance with her. Have you ever considered breaking your alliance with Grimm? I'm gonna declare war on you, and you're gonna cast that on me. Oh, here, disenchant area. Fire elemental. Detect magic. You don't have tree of knowledge. Okay. But you don't have tree of knowledge. How interesting. Those shield bearers are pretty good, though. That's a pretty good unit. Nothing I have to worry about too much. Okay, this stack isn't so bad. It might still be enough to crack the city's defenses, but... yes, I need that. And you need that. Keep cranking out those high-end units. Okay, you guys roll up in here. Set yourselves to patrol. And hope I can send better units in the future. Okay. We took 2 cities, but our progress will stall temporarily. Alright. Okay. These 2 are badly hurt. That's right, the rest of you are spare tires. Extras. This'll be the main force. I know you're not likely to move from this spot. What, did you summon an air elemental? I know you're not likely to move from this spot, but I'd still rather not have you in my territory. Let me see. Roast! Eh, what the hell? Rust them too. Rust for everyone! My goodness! Even the settlers. Wow, they went from 5 attack to not having an attack. Amazing. That's fine. I'll live with it. You have to just be like, you just have to say to yourself, yeah, and then I didn't banish them when the game's over. You just have to be like, yeah, because the game doesn't allow for allied victory. That's just not a thing. But, I mean, when you've conquered both worlds, I mean, you could just decide not to banish someone, right? As the all-powerful wizard? I mean, at that point, you have absolute power, right? So, I think there's an air elemental here somewhere. These guys are tough. But, I don't really care if there are still summons in play. It doesn't really matter. Ooh! Ooh, but I don't like that. Yeah, you got an air elemental here. Come on, Chaos Node, stop those from coming in. Okay, there we go. I just don't want to give them more turns to kill my units. Oh, very good. This army is supposed to be spares. I mean, you got all the right ingredients for a defense, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you an immortal. Oh man, six gold every turn? Ow. But it's fine. I'll throw an immortal in, and I'll be pretty sure that that defense will hold. And we'll just keep the stuff coming. Yeah, you even got the shaman in there. The shield bearer, yeah, it's good. Alright. And I can continue reinforcing this army even as it's ready to move out. I don't think it needs to move west. I think the stacks I already have in this area can handle that. I think this stack should go north. We've got at least three cities to take care of up there. Possibly more. Let's do a little scouting, shall we? I don't think you're ever going to be a serious threat. Which is fine, but actually a little worrisome, a little irksome, since I chose friendship with you. Well, let's not talk about the Masters of Orion diplomacy victory, shall we? There's a reason that I went and found a mod to, curtail that thing somewhat. Eventually, the Civ series figured out the diplomacy victory thing, but their first iterations were not the best. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, they'll surrender if you get a score over a certain point now, which I think is a huge improvement. I just think that the bar is set a little bit higher than it probably should be. But, you know, it's still a huge plus to have that as an option. I definitely approve. I mean, could you imagine playing through a world of this size and just you have to grind every last person to dust? That would be long. Definitely long. All right. You know, I kind of want to knock her out completely so she's out of the turn order, but with Cloud Giants and heroes I'm not familiar with, there is no way I'm going in her capital. It doesn't matter if I had 2 stacks of Immortals and 2 stacks of Dragon Horses. They've got better things to do than all die trying to claim a single city that will just never be worth the investment. You know, I looked in a little bit into, actually it was Snyder who looked into Record of Lodoss War, and it's funny because he has no idea that we were talking about it not long ago as being the origin of 2 wizards out of Master of Magic, and he actually gave me the lowdown of what Record of Lodoss War was. So during the early days of D&D, relatively early days, when very few people in Japan had heard of it, a group formed and they played D&D and they published their adventures, their written accounts of their adventures in some magazine or something for like a long period of time, and it was immensely popular. And then they made a bunch of anime and different things out of it. And I'm not entirely sure how people at Microprose had ever heard of it because, you know, it was kind of a Japanese thing. And at some point they tried to license to do their world in D&D, and Wizards of the Coast was all like, "Screw you! No, not a chance! Give us too much money!" And so they decided, okay, fine, it won't be D&D then. We'll make it its own world. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what I got out of the conversation. I haven't fact-checked any of it, so if I'm wrong, blame Snyder. If I've misrepresented anything he told me, blame Snyder anyway. He needs some blame in his life. And I am, of course, blameless in all things. I'll show it to you. No, I'll show it to you. It's not score like the score you see at the end. It's a rating based on your military power and other things. I'll show it to you. It's not something that happens. It's something that you have to choose to do. So there's no reason to turn it off. But I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. I just need to scan a little over here. Oh, hi there. How's it going? You know, I want to be moving on to champions. You make one hell of an argument for yourself. But I've already got 2 people with leadership. I mean, I like you a lot. But we're not making ranged attacks unless I use you defensively. I can't use you in my... Well, I mean, I'm taking him. I can't say no to that. It's just, how do you say no to that face? It's impossible. He gives you those puppy dog orc eyes, and you can't refuse him. You don't actually have a bow of your own, though. But it's fine. Even if you're super redundant. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. Here. You see this domination rate, 57.3%? When this reaches 100%, this will turn green here. This button will turn green and say win if you bring it to over 100%. That is not easy to do. You're probably looking at it right now and going, oh, it's already 57. It gets harder. The higher it goes, the slower it rises. That's just my experience with it. It's actually, I think, I don't know if Warlords tweaked it or not, but I find it's a little bit too stiff, a little bit too hard. I'll have won a game and be like, come on, 100%, 100%, like I've already won. I've already got overwhelming forces. And it'll be like, 95, 96, 95 again, oh, 94, and I'm like, I've conquered an entire plane and a half. I have endless hordes. 93, come on! I've had I'm exaggerating only a little bit. I've had quite a few games where I've been pressing to get that. I can't move because these stupid quaddles, I don't want them to hit this. They've got just enough movement. Screw it, I'm hitting you. Oh, man! I thought the bird was kind of cool. But I guess you didn't. Man, that was brutal. Oh well. Sonic Blast can hit pretty freaking hard. I've lost heroes to it in the past. Alright, that doesn't really protect it sufficiently, but it's something. I'm gonna... Oh man, but somebody's gotta guard the heroes. I'm gonna put you here, and that's probably enough. You can hear the great confidence I have from the tone of my voice there. You guys are now volcano hermits. Enjoy. Oh, not you. Okay, hold on. Just you. You're volcano hermits. You live here. You're joining them. Actually, you guys were supposed to go north. Oops. Go north. We'll swap out one Dragon Knight. Yeah, I can go north and west at the same time. Okay. Get on to boot. You're joining the main army. I need to enchant you. I need to do many things. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. At the bare minimum, you have to have your heroism. Honestly, so do these people, but you know, we're busy. We have a lot to do. Streams of life included. Okay, this is dangerous, but it's probably not going to attack the ship. It might interfere with my ghosts. But the two Coatls would have definitely done something painful. If I'm lucky, he'll try to attack that city, and I'll take him down. Wizard of the Coast or TSR? I don't know. Have to check the timeline. Wizards of the Coast used to be better back in the day. They didn't used to be this bad. I don't know, man. Hasbro, I don't know, man. They weren't always as bad as they are now at all. They had, you know. Neither did I. I only vaguely remember watching some of the anime way back in the day. I remember the first episode of Slayers had a reference to Lodoss War when Gowry stabs his sword into the dragon. That was just like with the dwarf putting his axe in the dragon's head, except of course Slayers plays it for comedy because it's the Slayers. So I was noticing references even way back then to Lodoss War, but I never got into Lodoss War, so, you know. Backtrue is, I mean, but he's fragile, and he's melee only. He's got a decent spell, though. Carla the Grey Witch, yeah. Just do the thing, man. Worst case scenario, you corrupt the files. You did copy the whole game into a new folder, right? Worst case scenario, you corrupt the files, delete it, and copy over a new one to test. I really appreciated 3rd edition's open game license. Even if it was a business move, I really appreciated the open license. And all the other games and companies getting in with it. To me, Wizards of the Coast started really going downhill when they realized when they realized that they needed to make a lot more money to appease Hasbro. And so they created 4th edition. And they then told Paizo, "Oh yeah, you know that you know that magazine you've been making for us forever, that your entire company, Dungeon Magazine and Dragon Magazine? We're spontaneously revoking your license to both of those. That's basically our entire company. This is all we do. What do you mean? Yeah, we're going to make those in-house as part of a subscription model. Because we've decided Dungeons & Dragons should be a subscription model." What? Yeah. And we're going to offer, like, both of the magazines on our website for subscription. We're going to offer all these other things on our website. It's going to be great. We're going to make all the money. And Paizo's looking at their staff like, all we have is a room full of people who are experts at Dungeons & Dragons. What do we do? And thus Pathfinder was born, and Wizards of the Coast absolutely deserved what they got. Paizo didn't even think they were going to be serious competition. I was at Gen Con when their CEO was there, and they were talking about it. They're like, if we can get 5% of the customer base, that would be enough for us. Like, that's what she said. So, yeah, that was to me the start of where it started going downhill. Was right there to me. I talked to some of the people who had developed 4th edition, and I tried to ask them questions about some of the decisions they made, and they just wouldn't answer any questions. It was like, oh yeah, and then you ask the question, and they just walk off. It's like, oh, yeah. So I'll never know what that was about. What do I do with you? I'm gonna throw an ice bolt at you. You're not immune to cold, are you? I shouldn't have to ask. It's a cold-blooded creature. But you have to check. because you can never be certain. Alright, can you kill them with one blast? The answer was no, no you could not. This is a win. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. Perfect! I actually predicted the machine's actions for once. Ooh, that's not good. They sent a flying buffalo at me, too. Oh, where did he come from? Ooh, Aether Binding. I'm actually a little bit surprised they didn't use any Dragonlance characters for the basis of their wizards. I mean, of course I'm gonna say Raistlin Majer, but there are some pretty good, other wizards in that franchise they could have used. But I mean, Raistlin Majer. At least a hero should have been Raistlin. Could remember all the characters in MOM Origin? What's MOM Origin? Well, you can always go to the Wayback Machine. I mean, a lot of companies have gone out of their way to send legal orders to scrub things from the Wayback Machine, but I highly doubt that Slytherin is among those. So, it's probably still there. Yeah. Yeah, I went totally over to Pathfinder. I was very happy with Pathfinder. There's a Pathfinder 2? No, I'm sorry. I'm fully satisfied with your existing product. I have absolutely no reason to buy the new one. You should have just kept releasing more Pathfinder supplements. Don't try to make a whole new system. Oh my gosh, this city finally caught up. Oh my, look, another one. So these are cities that just finally caught up to before I cast the Tree of Knowledge. Alright, hop in, boys! One of you is joining that team, and the rest are going to defend that city over there. Oh, you're in my way. Hop in. Yeah, that looks good. That looks like a formidable defense. It's got all the basics. Alright, you guys are ready to take the next city. Ooh, 3 resources. Yeah, you live there now. Okay, that's ready to meld, and we're ready to move this stack on as well. Actually, they'll pick up the hero that's coming and join in with that. They'll probably steal a immortal or something as well. I haven't decided yet. I kind of want to give them an auto crossbowman. Anyway, they can sit for another turn. You can go back this way. I really should have a flying immortal or cavalry escorting this rather than just 2 galleys. I'll just hope 2 galleys are good enough. Also, I'm taking this. North, north, north. Okay. And you lot are going... Ooh. How about that one? That looks like an excellent spot to hit, and then we can swoop down, because this army's going up. This army can choose to either go up or go down. Oh, right. Okay. Shouldn't... Yeah, okay. So... Just want to know if there's any more blue flags anywhere. It's very important to me. I'm also sneakily scanning for things my heroes can wrestle with and finding some very nice candidates. Unfortunately, Mr. Red Flag is going to be all angry when I violate the treaties to take them. But I think I'm going to violate his lands a little more than just visiting the nodes. He is constantly haranguing me over freaking... Oh! We found another city of hers. Okay, that was important. Does she have any more territory? Are there wizards I haven't met out here? This is like a terrible way to scout. You can easily miss islands. Oh, hello. Oh, hi, I finally found where you live, you maniacal theurgist. Is that all that's holding that tower? That's concerning. Oh, the original? Oh, you mean the concept art. Or live long enough to be milked to death. No, they'll just practice necromancy. Even if you die a good franchise, they will just perform necromancy on you nowadays. There's no escape. My gosh. They're making like a freaking Tinkerbell movie and a Bambi movie? Why? Tinkerbell was like not even a major character. She didn't even have a speaking role. And they've decided she's going to be like this. I can't even believe this. This has to be wrong. I'm told that they're going to make her like a recovering drug addict or something. Tinkerbell. It's like, you couldn't make a new character for that role? You had to use an existing IP? Oh, okay. Reboots, reimaginings. It's all we have today. Nobody has an original idea. At least not on this continent. Now, Japan, they have reboots and reimaginings too. But they also have original ideas. Okay, one original idea, and it's called isekai. And it's at least a few hundred years old now, actually. I mean, what's Alice in Wonderland? An isekai. What's The Wizard of Oz? An isekai. But anyway, at least it's not all reboots of the same show. Yeah, it's worse than just scrubbed from the internet. What really bugs me is when they edit movies and shows. They're like, oh yeah, we don't show those episodes anymore. Alright, well fair enough, you own the... Oh yeah, we've decided to remove this scene from the movie. Because, modern politics or whatever. No! That's not okay! Or Lucas. Yeah, I just replaced the actor who had Vader with, something more like Anakin for the, the Force Ghost at the... No, dude, you can't do that! You can't remove actors from your movie now and replace them. But yeah, no, you all know me and my physical media. I'm all about the physical media. I have a Steam account. It's not like I'm allergic to digital media. But I have a strong preference. Oh, okay, this ship has nothing in it, nothing important. So I'm just going to permanently debuff this. Let you waste some MP. And do I keep the boat? 4? Oh shit, that must have been... Oh, that was the engineers. Oh. Oops. Oh well. I didn't really have a hope of saving them. They fulfilled their purpose anyway. Yep. And it's confusing to me. Like, something went really wrong in Hollywood. Like, I understand, oh yeah, executives are afraid of taking risks, but there's something more that's happened. So, I'm not going to get into what the writing industry is like right now if you want to publish a book. It's more difficult than it's ever been. But I'm going to just kind of skip over that. There is something that Japan and China have that we do not have the equivalent of, and we should. They have a pathway. So in Japan, I can't think of the name of the site. There's a couple. So where did all these isekais come from? Well, most of it is coming from a single website. Like a large portion of it. They have websites that are very popular for people who like to read. And anybody can just write a story. And these stories, the ones that rise up in the rankings and are popular, are being chosen to become light novels. So they go from web novel to light novel to manga or anime. Oh wow, healing aura. Oh wow. Ooh, that's expensive, but I want a healing aura. Now you have a purpose, Mr. Knight. Very good. Huh, I lost all the engineers and kept the boat. As if the boat was the important part. Oh well, you can go down there. And China has something similar. We do not have, like, we've got some sites that, but they just, there's no path to being published and becoming a movie or television show over here from getting your novels. Like, there's a very rare exception, The Martian. Okay, yeah, that was, you know, kind of what I'm asking for, kind of what I'm talking about. But we really need something like that in the West. Because, yeah. All kinds of great stuff are coming out in China and Japan because just anybody can publish on the web. And then it can be picked up. Honestly, even our webcomics, we have so many great webcomics that we've had for decades now. How many movies you seen based on a webcomic? There are anime that were based off of webcomics in Japan. It happens. Idris, I haven't met you. My gosh, I haven't met you. Okay, you are a nature chaos. Definitely you could be a friend, and somebody's at war with you. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to leave the politics out of it, but that's because I think that it's better to leave politics out of entertainment. I'm not here to teach you all the correct way to think. I'm freaking playing a video game. So, aha! Another mage! Okay, well, I might be able to trade with him, maybe a little bit. The world is freaking enormous, and I've explored but a fraction of it. Anyway, I've hopefully traced out Kali as well as I'm going to be able to. Let's just attack something. Man, Firestorm's expensive. It's not going to work very well on Naga. This could be expensive. That's right. Oh, as I said, I could weigh in on the discussion, but we're here to dick around with the game. I have my own thoughts on it. I had intended, at one point in time, fairly seriously to be a writer. It's not impossible, but it is very difficult. It was always difficult, but they have made it more difficult. But, I may very well just start publishing things at some point on the, internet. Man, that got through your thing? I'm trying to wear down your... I'm trying to wear down your counter magic before I throw my regeneration here. Uh-oh. It's something I've heard not just from the anime watchers. It is not an uncommon talking point. As I said, I disagree with the statement. So there's a statement that all things in the end are political. That's not the exact wording, but yeah, whatever. Close enough. I strongly disagree. And I feel like there absolutely should just be stories that are just art. Just art. The story is written to be the best story it can be. Not any kind of messaging or anything else. No, it's just... It's just trying to be the best story it can be because, you know... For the art! I make it all... It sounds so pretentious when you say it that way, but that really is how I feel about it. Same with video games and other things. Like, just make the best game you possibly can. The best story. I don't even feel, you know, profit motives are fine, too. I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. Necessarily. I mean, if the developers don't get paid, I mean, they're not going to make games. But, you know. I do like the new temple design, but I wonder what happened to the old sprite of the original temple. That could still be a building. Crap, where were you going? Alright, I guess you're forming the next army. Cool. Form up! These guys do slow down your movement a bit, don't they? Alright, keep them coming. How close are we to those priests? They're still a ways off. Okay. Not seeing any ghosts coming to meld me nodes yet. Alright, so far I've got 3 cities from her. She can't punch back. Yet. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about today. Oh, you don't need that. Exactly, I'd escape from it. Yeah, I don't mind arguing politics either, but I feel they should have their own place. And it's not an entertainer's job to argue or put forth their politics. It really isn't. Unfortunately, in this day and age, Like, if I seriously went into my politics, even if I made it a completely different channel, if I were to talk about politics, it would follow me to everything I do, and I would never escape from it, and I know it. It has happened to Let's Players, too. Like, once you get into politics, that's it. You're going to be mired in it. And I definitely don't want that to happen. So, unless I decide to actually become a politician, I think about it sometimes. It would be a long way off, like 15 years off, when I retire from my current career. But I'd probably go for something low-end, like a school board seat or something. So, I mean, even then. Oh, that's fine. You will, okay, when you write a story, you will inevitably reflect some of your views in the story. It's almost impossible for it not to happen because you see the world a certain way. If you see the world a certain way, it's going to get into your work naturally. And that's okay. That is not a bad thing. You're an artist, not a robot. But there's a difference when you try to bend the story around your politics. Even when I agree with the politics, it's like, you know, and then when you disagree, it's just like just rubbing you the wrong way. You know what I mean? Yeah. I could bring up quite a few examples just off the top of my head of authors that just... it's like, what the hell happened here? Sometimes in the middle of a series, they just suddenly... Yeah. Ah, you decided to visit, did you? Okay. Well, it's a nature node, so I'll slap you with this. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I had a couple mecha anime that I liked, but I was always into the fantasy anime myself. Oops, I meant to rust you. I meant to do something permanently debilitating. Yeah. I could recommend quite a few truly excellent anime. I mean, even for people who can't get into anime, there are some that are just, you know... There's a lot of variety, let me put it that way. I've made it clear my favorite movie ever is Redline, which is just an anime movie. It's a car race through a war zone. I can't say it any other way without doing spoilers. It's a sci-fi car race through a war zone. That's all the explanation I can give without spoilers. It is a masterpiece. It is beautiful. Like, this studio knew they weren't going to make their money back. They made other films just to get the money to make this thing. And Redline is actually an animation term. You'll have, like, a couple minutes that you redline where it's the highest quality animation for, like, a really important moment. No, they just did that to the entire freaking movie. Every moment of it is amazing in its own way. You could make almost any screenshot from it into a poster. I actually think Mob Psycho Season 2 may have even surpassed One Punch Man. But One Punch Man starts a little slow, but by the time you get to Moomin Rider, and the Fish King, and the ending. Like, I don't know what the second season's like, because the first season was so perfect that I'm not... Oh, a different studio animated season 2? Yeah, forget it. Season 1 was so perfect that I'm just like, that was good. That was One Punch Man. It was amazing. I don't quite... How do you describe One Punch Man? It's a parody of superheroes, but that's not really... That doesn't really quite explain what you're in for. There's really no explaining what you're in for except to witness it. It's great. It's great stuff. Of course, I could recommend all kinds of comedies, slice of lifes, all kinds of different things. But, you know, just really depends on what you were into. See, you made one of the fatal mistakes, Wings. You admitted that you don't watch anime amongst anime fans. This is like, don't spit into the wind, don't get into a land war in Asia, and never gamble with a Sicilian when life is on the line. You just don't make this mistake. Oh, Escaflowne! It was such a cool... Did you see the movie or the anime? The series. The movie and the anime are night and day. Like, completely different stories with completely different characters. Like, literally, everything about the movie is different. Escaflowne was so cool. The invisible mechs, the invisible giants... tearing in the liquid metal swords. And everything is that woman's fault, the main character. She's just the worst. Oh my gosh. Everything turns out to have been her fault. Ugh. But it just had the coolest ideas. Why Isaac Newton? Why? It was crazy. It was different. Escaflowne is a wild ride. I don't recommend it to people generally, but yeah, I have fond memories of the visions of Escaflowne. Ghost stories. I think I've heard of that one. That's the infamous one with the with the offensive gag dub. I've heard of its infamy. Oh my gosh. Phobic. As an actual phobiac, I can't believe that they use that word so derogatively. Like, this is something that's kind of unthinkable to me. Phobic. We know that that's a word that people don't want to be associated with. Nobody wants to be a phobiac. Nobody wants to be called, mentally unwell. Like, oh no, I'm not afraid of it. I'm not a phobe. Whatever it is, you can just tack the word onto anything. And suddenly it's, oh no! And it's like, do you realize that people who have actual phobias and actually need to seek help, that this is... Well, since we're going to use the word problematic, that this is problematic? No, I actually had phobias and had to cope with them. And I wasn't wealthy and didn't ever see any kind of therapist or anything. No, I had to cope with them on my own. And let me tell you, You don't understand how horrible it is to have a phobia unless you've had it. To have absolute terror of something that other people, they literally can't understand why you're afraid. It doesn't make sense for you to be afraid. Some normal everyday thing, and you stop being a person. You just become fear. You just become terror. You can't think anymore. And I won't pretend like I had it the worst. I definitely did not. There are people who have had it way, way worse. So I can make no recommendations for how to deal with phobia at all. I only know what I did. I confronted a couple of them, broke 2 phobias, have control of a 3rd, and the last one is just a circumstance that I'll just never get into. Perfect. Don't have to worry about it. But yeah, no, it's like I can't believe that they have used that word politically as a derogatory thing. It's like, and nobody has called it out. It has been, what, a decade, 2 decades that they've been doing it, and they're continuing to make up new things where they put phobe on the end. And I'm like, nobody has questioned this. Still. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. Like, there's a ton of words. Oh my gosh, you can't use the word. It starts with an R, and it refers to somebody who has developmental issues. Oh no, you can't use that word. Oh, that's derogatory and harmful. Yeah, okay, I can be with you on that, maybe. Okay. So how about... Oh, no, we're just going to stick phobe on everything. Just everything. Religions, body types, just anything. And we're going to scream it at our enemies. And that's okay? Oh, okay. It doesn't bother me, it doesn't bother me, really, but it is somewhat concerning, because, as I said, younger people might not want to admit to having phobias, and might not seek treatment, because it is used the way it's used, you know? So what can I say? Alright, you gonna park your butts here for the moment. Reinforcements are rapidly arriving. The boats are gonna have to make it all the way around anyway. Oh my goodness, I think you're about to lose yet another city. And you are helpless. Helpless. Yeah, I don't like the movie of Escaflowne very much myself, but I have a really kick-ass AMV for it. And having watched the AMV many times over the years, you know, the visuals are so good at times. I don't think they can really hurt us. You know what? I'm just gonna let it go. Yeah, you gotta know the person to recommend it. To recommend a good anime for somebody, you have to know that person. The old school South Park? Words have been used too much and their meanings are distorted. It happens. Hi, how's it going? You're back. Is that the proper way to do it? I honestly don't know. As I said, I confronted some of mine, and it worked for me, but I mean, I cannot recommend it to other people because I don't know how bad their phobias are. I am not a psychiatrist. I only know that when I was younger, I hated it about myself that I had these weaknesses. So, you know, breaking a phobia is not easy. It is not comfortable. But, you know. Okay, you're here. They have patrolling flying units, which is a huge concern. In between turns, I get to catch up on chat. Until then, I have to hurry and click all over the place. Alright, that one's just about ready to ship. You guys need to hurry up over there and finish your building projects. Alright, next army, almost ready. There's nothing that can stop these armies. It's great. Alright, new city, new enchantments. Excellent. What is my evaluation of mortals after the test? Well, they worked extremely good against archers. They seem to be doing pretty well. Dispelling Wave is kind of rough for them because they rely on buffing themselves. But I kind of like their setup, buffing themselves and then fighting after a few turns of powering up. They're kind of like the Dragon Ball Z characters of the game. I still think that the Dragon Knight is kind of a better unit offensively. They're a little bit faster. They've got, you know, a little bit more bite to them, and they don't need the setup time. So your enemy doesn't have turns to do terrible things to them. But I think the Immortals are a better defensive unit. And in certain circumstances where the enemy either can't strike them or has a lot of archers, they're definitely better. But as I said, I think they're better on the defense, and I'd prefer to use the Knights on the offense. But I'm trying a mix of them right now. Oh. Uh-oh. Oop. Phobias are a mental illness. I mean, they are. They are. Unfortunately, I think I could be projecting. I think most people have at least a mild phobia. I think most people have at least a mild phobia of something, whether it's spiders or snakes or whatever it is. I could be wrong about that. Do I have any tips on doing game reviews? Well, I had my rules when I created my old reviews. I actually had a set of standards that I followed. The first standard, let me see. I had an order, like a hierarchy with numbers for which one was most important. I think number 1 was clarity. You need to be as clear as you possibly can. It took me a while to come to these. I know honesty, clarity, and humor. You want it to be entertaining, but humor fell under honesty, and I think it went honesty, clarity, humor, something like that. It's been years since I was doing reviews. The other tip I can give is I had a rule: do not ignore the developer. So one of the reviews that I made back in the day for a fan game, the developer was an asshole. I knew he was an asshole, but I went and I talked to him anyway, And he was an asshole to me. It's like, yeah, okay. And I gave a positive review and never mentioned that because the game was good. Because I'm reviewing the game, not the developer. I don't really think there should be any. I mean, you can develop a structure that works. I'm not going to recommend a structure. I think you just need to find your own. If you want to write them like a 5-paragraph essay, go ahead. Whatever. You can just adopt a template if you must. I was always trying to make every review a completely different kind of thing. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. I was always experimental, but if you want to do a bunch of reviews, you should probably just find a format and get good at it, and not do what I did. I'm afraid I don't have any other good tips for you. Make sure you played the game, or watched whatever the movie or whatever it is you're reviewing. That should go without saying. But, yeah, it's good to have an eye for detail, too. Okay. Edit. Write the review, come back a couple days later, reread it. Aloud. Or get a text-to-voice thing read it. That you can catch things with writing that way, too. King of the Hill. Oh, yeah. I remember when that came out of Japan. They absolutely captured the Osaka lifestyle with that one. It was amazing. And the animation, pure Sakuga. Oh, yeah. What? I got it. It keeps trying to jump to the bottom when I'm trying to catch up on chat. Oh, I can't keep up with chat today. I keep having these turns. Oh, shit. Okay, we're down 2 wizards in 1 turn. Shit's happening. But not to anybody I know. My corner of the world remains quiet. Too quiet. So that's why I'm making a whole bunch of noise. Whoa. Alright, everybody. I don't think there's any flying units that are going to attack you and sink everything. I hope. The turtle will protect you. Probably. Maybe. Alright, we need to get more units to defend these points. Desperately. At least I got her to put her army into that node. Alright. Send that guy over there. Yeah, whatever. Send that way. That'll probably help. Logistics are slowing down everything so much right now. Yeah, I don't want you sinking my boats. As much as I want to hit this city, I think I should prevent you from sinking boats first. Oh no, they could petrify me if my resistance was low enough for that to be possible. Okay, let me see. Really? Yeah, I really don't know much about psychology. I mean, I guess that depends on how you look at psychology. I know a lot about people. I view as a writer it absolutely critically important to understand people, which can be a very difficult thing to do. It always really bothers me when somebody exhibits a behavior that I cannot understand. And it's like I have to figure out why they would do whatever it is. Or when somebody entertains a political view that I cannot understand, like why anyone would think such a thing. And I can really struggle and try to get into the mindset and figure out why somebody would think such a thing. So... I don't think many people do that anymore. But it's like, what if I wanted to write a character who had a point of view that I don't hold? Or perhaps even that I definitely strongly oppose. But, you know, I want to have a character who feels that way and is that way. I need to get it right. It doesn't matter if they're the villain, the hero, a side character, just some random NPC. Like, I gotta be able to understand what they're thinking and who they are. And you can tell when a writer really doesn't do that. My gosh, I have read stories where it's just like, where you can really tell that they really don't understand, like, certain political views, and they're just like, and I don't need to elaborate. And I don't need to give examples, because I could go on all day. Some otherwise fairly good books. Let me see. Yep. Terrified of the Dark. Ah. Yeah, I never had bed bugs. I've heard they're really hard to get rid of. But you know why we don't have a problem with bed bugs around here? If I had bed bugs, I would just throw my bed outside when it's 60 below. And I'm reasonably certain that the bed bugs would not survive. I mean, I've never had any. Maybe they would, but I doubt it. And we never had a bed bug problem locally. So... yeah, win due to higher stats, win due to higher levels. Yeah, there's a definite thinking about that. The better ones will keep them as an underdog, where they're winning even though they're fighting something stronger than them. But I've definitely read the ones where it's just like, and he's stronger, and the other guys go splat. Isn't he so cool? It's easy to make them go splat when you're just more powerful than them. Oh, what do we got? Oh no! Not the volcano hermits! Ooh, I don't know. Conscripts fight pretty good, but not that good. I'll throw another firebolt. Let's see how they do. They're just gonna die. God, they took away half of its, a third of its health? That's an adamant endgame freaking thing, and the conscripts bit it that hard? They weren't buffed. They didn't have adamant. They were just conscripts. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Even the petrification should have worked on them. Like they should have had no hope. Double message time. No! Art versus the artist. Hey, you can have your own view. I know some people have very different views from me. That was one of my values when I started doing reviews. What, 12 years ago? More now? I don't even know. Actually, I don't... Yeah. Yeah, I developed that idea pretty early. Some of the stuff I did with how I did reviews took time to develop. To turn blanks being what they are, go ahead. I had ideas for topics we could talk about, but there weren't enough people chatting at the time, so I withheld them. But in the future, as we continue this file, I have some great ideas for subjects we can discuss. Like some fantastic ones. But we're down to the last hour this time, so maybe next time! I put an elixir alchemist in every city, but nobody's attacked my cities yet. I'm using them defensively, because that's what I use ranged units of that nature for. They're kind of my magicians. So, I feel a lot more confident in my defenses with the elixir alchemists in there. In 2 sentences, go. Character traits and what would happen to them in a fantasy novel. Alright, let me finish my turn and then let me see. That sounds like a great challenge for offending everyone. Let's do it. What am I doing with you guys exactly? There's still that target up there. Hold on, let me see the cartography. It's all the way up here? Ugh. Jeez, that's a long way off. No resources. How did that even happen? I'd have to pass by multiple red cities and not get sunk all the way there. Instead, I'm just gonna put you all in this city here. Yeah, you guys really aren't getting to fight or do anything, but yet you're serving a purpose. Your corporeal forms are apparently all I need. Yeah, these Nagas, they can't do shit. They're actually fairly scary, or they would be, but they're not. Okay, where were we? We'll get back to this. Let me try to read the rest of chat first. Just how many characters from a bunch of new shows are self-inserts? I get the feeling from... Oh, did you guys all cast your... I bet they already did. The isekai protagonists. I have my suspicions that the isekai protagonists are all self-inserts. I mean, how could some of them not be? Kirito is totally a Mary Sue. I didn't even watch that show, but I watched the abridged series, and, you know, I exist on the internet, so cultural osmosis. I've heard a lot about it. What do you think about editing the stream to cut its length down? Well, it takes time. It takes time and care. I do that with the idle game videos because of how long they would be otherwise. I mean, idle games. You have to pick and choose and cut them down. But you'd be surprised at how much time it takes to you can spend in editing. I love film editing. I actually enjoy film editing. But I couldn't do all my streams and edit them. It would be too much. So those are my thoughts on editing your streams. It would be great if you have the time. It would probably also cause you to burn out if you did it for a protracted period. Honestly, I would burn out. And I enjoy editing. I would be burned out. Why are you sending masses of shield bearers? I'm going to pick a fight with you soon, you know. You know, she'll have 2 cities left other than her capital. Oh, wait, no, those 2. I gotta conquer those 2 first. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Did I just lose a unit? What did I just lose? Oh, well. Go for it. Alright, where was I? People don't write about others because everyone should be able to see themselves in something mantra. I mean, I've made characters I definitely don't see myself in. My gosh, I am absolutely nothing like the main character of my second novel. Probably. I've never tried to analyze her like that. Really? I never had a problem with the transition to talking to chat, and I have no... Some people can't Let's Play anymore when chat is dead, but I started out... Well, I started out as a reviewer and making trailers, but when I started Let's Playing, I didn't have chat. I had to learn to Let's Play. Actually, when I started Let's Playing, that first Let's Play... Well... by a certain definition of first. Okay, it's a little more complicated. My earliest Let's Plays were actually beta testing because it was easier for the developers to see the bugs and things when they were recorded. But when I decided to be serious about Let's Plays, with the first one that I published was Noitu Love 2. Or maybe it's pronounced Noitu. Honestly, I don't know anymore. I probably never knew. Anyway, for that one, I played through the game while talking, and I played very badly. I then watched my recording. I then did it again. And I did it again. I think it's like the 3rd or 4th iteration of playing through the entire game while talking that you finally got the version that's actually out. Okay, that's almost there. I think I'm gonna pick a fight with red. I think I'm gonna pick a fight with red now. I've got the armies. He's a little bit behind on the tech. Do I really need this? Yes, I do. Buy it. Buy it now. Okay. Fairly generic reader inserts. Are they? Are you sure? Are you sure that they're not self-inserts? I don't think that isekai is done to death. I think that they're just... I mean, it's oversaturated, of course, but I don't think it's been ruined. I think there's just a lot of really bad generic isekai. Okay, what was the thing? Quickly assign character traits to chat viewers and what would happen to them in a fantasy novel in 2 sentences? In 2 sentences? What's the first sentence, the traits, and the second sentence, what would happen to them? Or do I get 2 sentences? Alright. Let me see. Wings. Character traits. Let's see. Probably should improve powers. Let me see. I'm going to give you whatever Kakouin could do at the beginning of Stardust Crusaders, where he'd paint things and they would happen as your attack method. Your traits will be... I don't know. Energetic and perky. Let me see. In a fantasy novel. What kind of fantasy? Epic fantasy? Dark fantasy? Gritty, realistic fantasy? fairy tales? There's very different things happen to characters in different genres now. Subgenres, I suppose we could say. Oh, let's see. Epic fantasy. Makes a heroic last stand against the villain in the army of orcs. Either it's when the hero arrives with the cavalry to save the day, or if it's a more distressing type of fantasy, dies, and the main character is just buying the main character enough time to carry their ring of doom a little bit further on the mission. There we go. Standoff on the bridge in that case. And you chop down the entire bridge. For some reason with yourself on it. I don't know why fantasy characters like to cut the bridge with themselves on it while fighting, but they do it sometimes. I'd cut down the bridge without standing on it, personally. That seems to work out better for the fantasy characters who think of it. Alright, let me see. Who we got next? Some of the knowledge and skill with them. Yeah, the cheat abilities are sometimes fun, and they're sometimes just way... Like sometimes they're fun. And sometimes you just have a supercomputer in your brain that does all the work for you. And then you get all the praise. Ooh, Blazing March. Ooh, Blazing March with this army. Ooh. Uh-huh. Yeah. You can tell when an author knows something and when an author knows nothing. Let me see. Who would be next? Buster! I'm gonna go with... Let me see. How about Bard? Cheery sidekick? No. No, the Gandalf. We never get a Bard as a Gandalf. Knowledgeable. Yes. Bards are supposed to have bardic knowledge and know a little bit about everything. All the legends, all the lore and history through their song. Yeah. We're gonna go with the D&D style bards. So you've got healing magic, memory alteration, and mind control. Secretly the villain. Yes, that's what it is. You showed up to Gandalf the heroes, but actually you were working for the Dark Lord the whole time. You're modifying their memories and positioning them where they need to be to completely screw over the forces of light. How's that? A bit more interesting than most of the Gandalfs we get. I swear, every fantasy world had a resident Gandalf. Every single one. There was a mold somewhere out there that just made Gandalfs. So... I've also seen a dark evil Gandalf at least once. Didn't like that one, though. Oh, jeez. What am I gonna do? You guys... I want to move the armies. I want them to keep moving, but I can't. Because I have to have guards, and the logistics are really terrible right now. I wish I had a couple airships. Alright, we'll get some guys here, then this one... I know I've got an extra guard going there. One of you is probably going to stay here. I guess you guys are all stuck in your current positions for the moment. Yeah, okay, go. Alright, we should have the priests finally opening up shop. That should increase the rate at which we can take territory. Alright, I can push you there. I don't want to leave a bunch of these garrisoning because their maintenance costs are so high, and they're not a proper garrison. A proper garrison should have ranged units in it, as many as you can. It's treason, then. You think Odin was a Gandalf? You know, Gandalf is kind of Odin-y. I can see it. Having unrealized potential, compassionate, empathetic. Well, that compassionate and empathetic, not all of them. Quite a few did not. Oh, man. There was this one isekai. I hate it. But the first book, the first light novel, had a lot of potential. Man, the entire rest of them were just squandered potential. Oh, but the first novel had a lot of potential. It was imperfect. Apparently there was an anime based off of it, and it was a complete shit show in its production. And the actual anime was, they tried to stuff like... I thought about it. It could have been a fantastic anime if you just took the first novel and gave it 24 episodes. And expanded upon it a little bit in some different ways. But no, they tried to cram like a bunch of novels into like, I don't know, 12 episodes or something. And I just immediately went, oh, no, it's ruined. And it's like, oh yeah, and the production was terrible and there were all these problems and they changed. You don't need to tell me any of that. I already know it's going to be a disaster and I'm going to skip it. Average everyman kind of character. I don't know. Even Tenshi didn't feel like an average everyman because he was weirdly... He had a prankster nature to him, oddly. He was mischievous, at least in the early... Of course, there's like a million Tenshi shows, so, you know... I don't know why I'm bringing Tenshi. I think it's because he was always called the everyman hero when back in the day. Everyone always pointed to him, and I was like, doesn't really feel like an everyman to me. at least not originally. Like once he has like 12 people in the house with him, like he doesn't have any room for mischief or anything anymore in his life. A reader insert, huh? By a postcard that he got in Germany? Did it? Did it really? I'm sure Harry Potter is. Harry Potter is actually taking an advantage of a form of manipulation. I don't necessarily mean that negatively. How should I... If you want your audience to like a character, there's a few ways you can do it. One of them is Saves a Cat, that literally wrote a book called Saves a Cat, which is considered one of the best books on how to write, which I still need to read. But the idea is, step one, the hero saves a cat, helps an old lady across the street, dives in front of a car to save a child, something heroic or likable or, you know, that. However, there's another way you can make the audience like a character, and that is to just make life for them grossly unfair. And people naturally root for, well, underdogs. And when you see somebody who's just being treated in a grossly unfair way, you are rooting for them now. And so that's Harry Potter. I'm not really a Harry Potter person. Like, I read the first book through once. There had been quite a few books of it out at the time, and it was fine. It was fine. It was good. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about it. And I saw a few of the movies, so I can't really speak to what the character becomes, but he was kind of a empty vessel that's just kind of having things happen to him. was the feeling I got from it. He wasn't really a character. I'm sure in the later books that probably changed, just, you know, what I encountered of the franchise. But, you know, it wouldn't be bad to get Magisters out, too. But yeah, the reason that so many people really imprinted onto him right away is just because of how shitty the Dursleys treated him. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Harry Potter, but even I know that they're called the Dursleys. It's like... yeah. So I'm not trying to say manipulative as in a bad thing. I'm saying this is a legitimate writing technique that is used. And if you think about it, even when you're not trying to use that, a lot of stories, the main character is in horrible situations that they don't deserve to be in. Like, you look at what happens to Frodo and the shit he goes through. You know, or any, you know, almost any hero. So this is kind of a natural part of writing. It's just in the case of Harry Potter, I'm pretty sure that Rowling calculated that she was counting on that reaction when she wrote what the Dursleys were doing to him and how he was being treated. Like, that could not have been accidental. Rory Mitchell as a fantasy hero. Okay. Let me see. So far we've had a villain in plain sight / a Gandalf. We've had the heroic last stand. Let me see. What do we need next? I'll wait till I'm in between turns and have time to actually think. I can't ignore this. I can't just wander off. They can move 4 tiles. I can't strike them, but they could strike me. Ah! Okay. I can't launch that ship because it would just get sunk. Fud. Make fud. Okay. Boop. I kind of need a period of peace now. I need to take that city over there. I kind of want to keep bumping her cities off, but I think I should just take this city and then ask for peace and turn my attention on red. I'll need a little bit of time to get my shipping sorted out. It's not like she can really, aside from this, she really doesn't have anything to strike back with, but I suppose I need to get her out of my nodes, though. I'll get her out of the nodes. Otherwise she'll meld them. Okay. Rooting for the underdog. Steal it! Steal the idea! Write it! Believe me, I've got more than enough of my own stories I'll never get around to writing. The last thing that I have a shortage of is random ideas. Alright, let's see. Does the party have a cleric yet, or a knight? Rory, let's see. We'll go with a good tank, a knight. Yeah, we need one of those in the party. Big shield, heavy armor. You know, heavy armor knights are a little overdone. Let's make it really lightweight mithril knight. Go with more of a mobile fencing style, parrying and blocking, instead of yeah. We'll go with a light sword and then a heavy shield. Focus more on just not getting hit and not letting the partners get hit. Let's see. Traits! Well, we always get stalwart and stuff like that. Let's mix it up. Let's go with, Let's go with Team Mom. He'll be the Team Mom, the supportive character that holds everything together and prevents the characters from killing each other and getting on each other's nerves too much. Is able to prepare the food and everything. Let's see. And let me see, what would happen in a fantasy novel to such a character? Usually that's the kind of character that makes it to the end with the hero. Could be that they leave halfway. Could be kind of a drill sergeant-y sort, training the party and then leaves halfway to go train more people. Because that dastardly, nefarious Gandalf bard manages to somehow trick and somehow get him away. Mwahaha. Yes, you need to go train new. You've taught them all you can. They know everything now. You need to go train more people. Don't worry, I can keep them safe with my music. Also, modify memory, modify memory, modify... Yep, they know everything you can teach them. Look. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm trying so hard to advance my armies. This was inevitable. Alright, what can we do? We know the counter magic is going to come down soon. Blazing March is really good, but that can reach over a counter magic. Rust would be great, but that'd be a lot of rust. I'm going to go with an immediate flame blade. Okay. Ooh, our elixir alchemists get their first appearance. Oh, they could cast endurance. Webs would be pretty useful, but I'd have to have a lot of them. These shield bearers can fight the webbed ones. There's the counter magic. Okay, that cut the webbings out. Ah, a lancer. Okay. Blazing March. Ooh, that hit pretty hard. I only wish the shield bearers could fight. We might actually win this if the shield bearers could attack them. Then again, maybe not. That's a lot. And now they're blurry. If only I could throw my webs. This is the most likely to get through the counter magic. The water catapult. Go. There's no sense in backing up. Point blank shot! I'm afraid that the elixir alchemists and the crossbowmen's days are numbered. They've got 13 attack and 14 attack respectively. These guys are shockingly good at melee. But that only counts for so much. Ooh, that hurts. Yeah, I don't think the Sacred Ancient is really working out for me. I wish I could do more spellcasting with them, but unfortunately, their time is up. Now it comes down to a summoner battle. The Elixir Alchemists were pretty good. They were actually really good, really capable. Oh, that was unfortunate. Okay, you're gonna... Oh, I thought you were gonna summon another thing. We hold! Sort of. As long as nobody else walks into the city. I mean, I lost a mill, but so what? Oh no, my ship is dizzy. The wood no longer knows which way, what's the sky and what's the sea. It's got them mixed up. I'll make 2 clips. Let's see. A memory mod. Ah, yeah. Yeah, some good mind magic. Let you record things and play them back in your head perfectly. Ah. Yeah, the Lancer, the 5-man band. Oh, dear. Let me see. Ah. We've already got a Gandalf. So, and let's see, we kind of got the wise sage thing taken. Let's see, an artist. Oh, a tinkerer. A tinkerer, the crazy inventor. The crazy inventor who's making all kinds of weird stuff that people laugh and go, that'll never catch on, that'll never work. Oh my gosh, he's trying to put fireworks into metal tubes. What's he thinking? He claims he can make thunder out of them. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, we'll go with that. The hero party goes naturally at some point and gets, the characters argue over it. The party leader takes some device, takes something that he sees potential in, and the other characters just don't see it. Even the dastardly Gandalf bard is like, yeah, I don't have to worry about that. Go ahead, take the stupid thing, lug it around. Let it slow you down, that's fine. Not realizing that this would be the turning point in the final battle. This device. Whatever it is. There we go. So now we've got Chekhov's gun. I need... I got it. Fine. You gotta get that Forester's Guild in. Oops. Alright, ships are about to arrive and we can move troops again. Okay, you have 0 people defending you. That guy is just finally arriving. Alright, I'm gonna give you this. Your defenses will be, not much. Must I take another city? Yes, I must. We'll swap out with what's in there. That should work. It's like I'm playing freaking musical chairs here. This army goes here, this army can go here. That means this army will be able to go here. Whatever crazy relay system we have to use, so long as in the end we get our troops where they need to go. Oh, shit, I didn't set this city up. Oh no, chat's moving again and I'm not watching. Oh no. I have to hurry and make my turn. Ooh, I want to crush all that. I sure hope that's enough. I can make it. Alright, I'm going to take one more city from her and then sue for peace. This has been one of the most successful wars I have ever had. I spent a long time preparing for it. But the Beastmen have absolutely no game against these guys. And Focus Magic Nagas? Yeah, they're not the answer. Didn't I already do him? Wait, no, hold on. Oh, he hasn't talked in a while. Ah, jeez. Ah, Okay. Okay. So I can split the army 2 ways up here to hold this until reinforcements arrive. Okay. Oh, I got to do so much changing terrain and stuff still. What happened here? You're producing non-stop military, and all of a sudden you're producing a war college. What happened here? That's weird. Okay. Time to clear the nodes. I have quite a few of them. You're throwing a lot of spells at me. Ha ha ha, Chaos Node. Yeah, having access to this much flying power is fantastic. This is a crazy amount of flying firepower. Alright, this is what they'll look like. Let me see. This is the Shaman. The Shaman have more oomph backing them. The Shaman have considerably more firepower. But the Beastmen are a little bit harder to hurt. And they get the extra heal and the resistance for all. So, you know, we're going to start shipping them. Okay. Oh, yeah. One more city. And I got to push her out of my nodes. I'm going to go ahead and just spew forth some conscripts to hold the nodes. They're not really to hold the nodes, they're just to stand on them. Oh, let me see, where were we? Ice cream. Your choice is between apples and carrots. Well, if you wrap them in gold, they have really good health recovery, stamina recovery. The Shaman are pretty good when they're produced with Aura Halcon and Adamant, and they've got the 6 figures. They're pretty good. Okay. Right. Dev. What are we missing at this point? We've got a couple side characters. We've got the hero who sacrifices himself, or not, depending on the genre. I think we've fallen into heroic fantasy, carry the artifact to Mount Doom type plot at this point. So probably after falling off the bridge, that character would show up again later in the books. Because, you know, unless you see the body, they're not dead. That's a rule, you know. I don't think we're in one of the dark ones where everybody dies. Let's see. Okay. Answer that. We don't have a hero yet. We don't have... Let's see. My mind is poring over various more generic-ish books and then looking for twists on character types. There's a lot, actually. I'm gonna go with an assassin. More interesting than a rogue, I think. Too many rogues. An assassin, though, can be a little bit more colorful and interesting. And, hold on a second while I consider this position. Yeah, I still need to get proper defenses in these places. This is a solid defense, but it's not a very great defense. You know? Okay. Those are a problem. Those are a real problem. They're gonna get healed. Okay, you've got the extra spell casting from this thing. Ooh, I'm glad that vertigo didn't take. Ooh, that was unexpected! That was unexpected! Phantom Beast? No counter magic? Okay. I know what to do here. You're not flying anymore. Oh, shit. We're out of time for today. But I'm not done with all the things I need to do yet. Alright, Blazing March. Cut that down to size. Cut those down to size. You got 5 ammo? You got a ton of ammo. Okay, that's a problem. Oh, that's a problem. Ah, shit. What can I do? How do you feel about an ice bolt? Oh, you have Lord of the Storm! Oh! I guess that makes sense. Anyway. Done. The city barely holds. I don't have any way to get more defenders here because of the way I've been fighting. Oh, must you? Well, that's annoying. You know, carrots actually have a very, very high sugar content, too. I like carrots, and I like apples, and I like a lot of things. Was he the guy I was plotting to destroy next? Is he red? I think he's red. Pretty sure I'm plotting against you, and that's why you're asking for peace. Or for an alliance. I'm pretty sure I'm about to go to bed. I have to leave notes for myself next time. As best I can. To know what I need to defend and what I need to do. It's going to take us a while to sort this all out. I need a break where there's no war. To get the defenses to these cities, and, you know, maybe do a little landscaping. I've never had apple cake. Ah, Karens. Okay, good, that's what I thought. Okay, glad I said no. He tried to pay me to be his friend. Ha! Anyway, yeah. So, schedule. Tomorrow and the next day will be Minecraft, where I'll be dicking around with mods. And the day after should be continuing this. No word from RN. We didn't see him today. The Secret of the Thunderbird? You're asking for some high-end stuff, and you're offering me crummy birds. Gorgons are okay, though. I sure hope I don't regret this. As I said, I'm far more willing to trade when there are this many opponents. You just end up getting more stuff in general. Anyway, yeah, if people arrive early and are feeling chatty next time, I have some great ideas for topics. Okay, yeah, you were producing crossbow, shield bearer, elixir. Elixir, crossbow, shield. Elixir, crossbow, shield. They're proving to be a pretty resilient defensive combination, aren't they? Okay, for our final move, the first of our heel cows is on the way. Okay. Oh, they attacked right before the Immortal would have arrived to reinforce. That one ended up with a cavalry instead of an Immortal. Well, it's holding. Okay, you're going to there. Because this lot's going to strike over here. And that'll be as far as that'll be the deepest we stab into her. I think I can get away with moving this there. That way I don't forget. I really feel like I'm not using the hero stack to its potential right now. Okay, this army is going to have to temporarily divide itself. As much as I'd love to hit the layers and nodes, they just have to hold territory. We're getting to red. We're getting to it. Okay, so the first of these guys is going here. We're just going to unseat these from all the layers and nodes in my, or all the nodes in my territory. More dragon horses. More immortals. As long as they keep working, I'm going to keep declaring wars. Okay, streams of life. Why not? I'd love to terraform this desert next. I want to terraform so many things. Swamps, deserts, tundras, I can do it all. But this is where we'll have to stop for the moment. So there are multiple people in this world I haven't met yet. Of the people I know, I'm in the lead, and I'm doing very good. But there's a ton of folk we don't see. I'd say their defenses, especially in the early game with those archers, are very, very strong. Their population lets them produce a bewildering... Their high population lets them get away with a bewilderingly high amount of money with very little unrest for a max tax rate. I know there are spells and things involved, but I think I guessed the colors and the build more or less correct for them. Flameblade on Bowmen is just really, really good in the early game. Switching to crossbowmen are great. I don't even know how the auto crossbowmen fare. I view them as another defensive unit. These things are a top-tier endgame unit. I think they might be too good. My honest opinion, although I've only been playing it once, is that they're a bit too strong. They've got farming boost, population boost, which is better than anybody else's population boost, a unit discount. They can build almost all the buildings, and then on top of everything else, they get +2 figures and fairly low unrest rates from the enemies they conquer. I know that they're not getting power, despite being a Mirren race, but that's a lot going for them right there. If their end units were junk, they'd still be a top tier. But I mean, it looks like their end units are very strong. I kind of want to play around with the war wagons and some of the other things more. I'll have to, the next game I'll do an artificer and try the lanterns and war wagons. But I think they've got too much going for them right now. When I compare all of that to what the Beastmen have going on, and it's like Beastmen get 0.5 power population. They can build less buildings. They've got +2s and +3s for people not liking being conquered by them. And their endgame units, although they're good, I don't think that they're as good as the cultivators. I think the cultivators outclass the Beastmen in every single way, and the Beastmen are kind of like your generic, they're kind of like your generic Mirren faction. Honestly, they're middling. They're the Mario. They don't have any particular specialty. I don't know if the Dark Elves might still be stronger than them, because the Dark Elves are just broken, but maybe not. I have to see how Nightmares fare. If the Nightmares are still better than the Immortals and the Dragon Cavalry, then, you know, but I mean the Dark Elves have the slowest growth rate of any faction in the game, which is a huge penalty. Like, that's what makes the Dark Elves somewhat difficult to play, even though they have the power. They really have the power. But if this faction can match Nightmares, then it's just the strongest faction in the game. But a lot of it is over here. honestly, a lot of it is that there's too many things being put in this area here. I would probably lower their growth rate, their population, because that's enormous. Like this is a really big deal. I would probably hit that, and they're already getting more figures per unit than anybody else. Does their unit have to be cheaper? If they're already getting more guys, more boots on the ground, like, I kind of get the idea that, you know, they were fielding large numbers of people, but these are the stats of somebody who doesn't have a late game plan. but we have a very good late game plan. So I think they're OP right now. I think they're OP. Even though the Mirren races were never properly balanced, so, you know, but even by Mirren standards, the only two that might be able to compete with them are Draconians and Dark Elves. Because Draconians and Dark Elves were basically the rulers of the Mirren plane. Dwarves are a lot better than they used to be. Dwarves are pretty good now. Dwarves are competitive. But, yeah. Anyway, that's my impression, having played half of one game with them so far. But we'll continue playing this further, and then we'll give them a try as an artificer, building around them in a different way, and see how that works too. Like regeneration or flying. The dwarves don't really have a sturdiness thing going for them. They have 50% more production than anyone else. That's actually the dwarven power. They get a mining bonus, and then they build things way faster than everyone else, and that includes units. But yeah, guns really went a long way to making the dwarves viable. Nightmares are ridiculous. Nightmares are ridiculous. So yeah, we'd have to see how these things rate against nightmares. I suspect that the nightmares should beat them consistently, because the nightmares can back up while still making full ranged attacks, and these guys, they have to get into melee. That said, the dragon horses move 4 tiles, flying. So, I don't know. The nightmare should beat them, I think. Yeah, they have tough units. The Hush Carl with its is kind of a ridiculous super unit, but I'd still take their gun units over it. The farmers produce 0.5, and that limits the size of the army. Huh. Yeah, I don't know anything about the light version. Anyway, until next time and every time, this is Hadriex signing off. Bye.